Today, we're going to see how easy it is to begin using NanoPing. The first step is to create an account to download and access the binary. Visit the site and click Try NanoPing Free. Enter your name and email. And press Submit. An email will be sent with a sign-up link. Once you get the invite, press the link in the email and you will be sent to the sign-up page. Here you can create your NanoPing user by typing in your user information. Once you've filled in the needed information, go ahead and click the Submit button to complete the sign-up. This will take you to the sign-in page. The next thing you'll have to do is to sign the license agreement. Read through it and press Sign Agreement. Once the agreement has been signed, you can go to the Downloads page. At the Download page, select the version of NanoPing that matches your CPU architecture. Note that only the Linux operating system is currently supported. Press the download icon to start the download. Open your terminal and navigate to the folder where you downloaded the archive. Extract the archive. Once the files have been extracted, run sudo./np up to launch. To use the NanoPing binary, we have to get a device license. To do this, copy the device key, go back to the website, go to the Apps tab, and find the NanoPing app. Press the three buttons and click License Keys. To add a device, simply press the Add Devices button, paste in the key, optionally give it a name, and press Add. A pop-up will be shown with the generated device license. Copy the generated key. Go back to the terminal. To use the device's license, run sudo./np activate with the generated license key. Now run the sudo./np up command again. Now we see the NanoPing dashboard running. Open a browser and visit the URL printed in the terminal. We are now ready to set up our first pipeline. We have a few different templates to get started with. The first one is the UDP video streaming template, which is a multi-connectivity template that will read data from one UDP socket, send it over one or multiple connections, and then send that data out via another UDP socket. So let's try with that one first. There's a short description here for this template, and you can follow along in the diagram at the top. In this particular setup, we are going to stream to and from the same computer, so the sender node and receiver node will be on the same machine. If you have multiple devices, you can use the hub to configure the pipelines on two different computers simultaneously. We are going to be reading traffic from the local host interface, using UDP port 5000 and sending traffic out over local host port 6000. Optionally, we can specify which network interface to use, but for local host, this is not needed. After pressing Next, we can add multiple connections to be used for the tunneling between the sender and receiver, and here, we are going to add two network connections on two different ports on local host. Since we're streaming UDP, we can specify also the reliability or the latency budget that we're going to be using here. And in this case, I'm going to specify it for 300 milliseconds. We can now review the setup. We have our sender node. We have the input where we are going to be reading UDP traffic, the output where we are going to be sending traffic, and we have the connection between the sender and receiver also happening over local host. To generate the NanoPing pipelines, press the button Deploy. We have now created the two pipelines needed to set up the UDP video streaming tunnel with a latency budget of 300 milliseconds. If we go visit the sender pipeline, we can see what it looks like. We're reading traffic in over UDP port 5000. We're sending it out over UDP using localhost port 4000 and port 4001. In between here, we have emulation components that will simulate a network, and we have the RAFT transport stream, which is the NanoPing transport protocol with a latency budget of 300 milliseconds. The other pipeline that was created was the receiver pipeline, which looks similar. We are reading traffic in from the two networks here. We are sending that to the NanoPing transport protocol here, and then writing those packets out again over UDP port 6000. What we can do now is to start the two generated pipelines, and the network is operational. If we select one of the pipelines by clicking it, we can see that the two RAFT protocols have started to communicate, but there is no traffic coming in over UDP port 5000 yet. We can now start a video stream or something similar to test out the tool. Thanks for watching and have fun creating your own NanoPing pipelines.